Welcome back, folks. I have got a treat for you here before we kick off today's games. I'm joined on the interview stage by my former First Strike casting duo. Let's bring in AverageJonas from Team Liquid. Jonas, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. You know, finally the matches are starting at 9 a.m. instead of 6 a.m. for me. So that's, you know, quite the advancement, honestly.
Yeah, it's an improvement. It's an improvement. Obviously, you're over in LA right now, man, but that hasn't kept you away from the EMEA pride. You've still been rooting for us over there on the watch parties. And I got to ask you, are you impressed with what you're seeing so far?
You know, I think as a representative of EMEA, I think having all 4 top seeds in EMEA, you know, it makes you sleep better at night, to be honest. But I mean, we expected this, didn't we, Mitch?
We really did coming into it. There were a lot of doubters out there, a lot of tweets, but you know what, Jonas, we can retweet them after the event, let them know now that we've only got one NA team remaining. Have you been talking to any of the NA folks over there? I saw you in some of the watch parties floating around, right? What's the attitude like, and have you been rubbing it in?
You know what? I've tried to not rub it in too much because I think the results speaks for themselves. But it was pretty like it was difficult to sit in a watch party with like 9 other NA players, and they're all like, "Yeah, get him!" And I'm sitting there like, "Go Europe." So, but you know, honestly though, we all appreciate good Valorant, and that's what matters.
Well, that's it, right? Obviously, let's talk a little bit about the tournament that we've had because there's been plenty of good Valorant here. The thing that has been surprising to most of us is how surprising the matches have been. I want to ask you, Jonas, which match caught you off guard out of the tons of underdog stories that we've had?
I mean, you have to go to Crew, right? How their performance in previous Masters haven't been quite up there with the other teams. And now they simply take out the giant Sentinels. So I think for me, the Crew was the most surprising one. But it was so cool to see how much passion they have, how happy it made them after they won, and how well they actually played and improved from the last time we saw them.
Yeah, very much echoing the sentiments that we had here in the arena. And to talk to you about some of the passionate moments that have gone down, what was your favorite moment so far? Anything that stands out to you across the tournament? I
have to, you know, I'm of course like completely unbiased, but it has to be Yampi's Sova Ace and Sassy's Sova Ace. Yeah, I think those two are my favorite moments so far in this tournament.
Yeah, you would go with the Sova, right? I bet you were enjoying watching Crashies the other day as well. Those Hunter's Furies.
Oh my God.
People have got a lot to learn from him, I'll say that. It just doesn't make sense. How does he get so much value from them? But let's move on a little bit. Obviously, we've talked about EMEA's domination, and I think you and I both know EMEA's taken the trophy home. But I know for you, you're a Team Liquid stan. Over on Twitter, you said that obviously you're a little bit biased towards Team Liquid, but outside of that, you just love good Valorant. Well, let me know, if it's not going to be Team Liquid, who will win here at Champions, in your opinion?
I think FNATIC. I think FNATIC because multiple reasons. First of all, they've shown that they've become really strong. I feel like I saw this comms video. I feel their communication is much better, like much more contained than before, except for when Magnum screams like he summons a demon. And I think that one of the advantages FNATIC has is currently being the Fracture gods, and considering in the grand final you'll go into a BO5, it is very likely that we'll get to see a Fracture. And I think teams at this point are pretty scared against playing on FNATIC on Fracture.
Yeah, absolutely, right? You're either going to get that free map coming in that you're super comfortable on, or you're going to be able to at least manipulate the veto a little bit more, put your opponents on their back foot. That's what we love to see, and it's why we love FNATIC. Now, before I let you go, Jonas, we have got a matchup coming up in just a few moments. And I want to ask you about Ascend versus Team Secret. Which team? I have a good idea what your answer is going to be, but which team do you see making it forward here?
So, I mean, Team Secret has shown that they've become so much stronger than before, and the fact that they weren't able to attend the previous Masters, you really want them to win. I think it's going to be hard for them to win. Ascend also because Ascend is, you know, one of my EMEA teams, so I have to cheer for them. But I'm also actually cheering for. This is one of the situations where I kind of cheering for both teams, and I've loved to see how. Like I love the Filipino community. They've been so amazing, and I just have to say, LAKAD MATATAG.
I knew that was coming eventually. Thank you so much, Jonas, for joining us here. Of course, remember, you can check out Jonas's watch party over on twitch.tv/AverageJonas and catch some of his good humor on Twitter, /average_Jonas. Make sure you get the underscore in there. Now, we talked about loving wonderful Valorant, and thankfully for us, there's plenty more coming. Let's toss it over to the desk to kick off our opening match of the playoffs.